Geese, and or that he works into the onside with on in position, and or that he works into the onside with on in position. Not a problem.
Geese had been timing the ball well. He'd been striking it very well, but hit it thus far straight to the fielder.
And let's take Wind doing a bit there with the bail. Batsman immediately realizing it. Had to pull out. So practice it is. From the hills here at Park Hill. Races past umpire Butler. This wasn't driven. Again, well driven. But finding the fielder in that short, well, mid-off position.
Well, again, we see the fielder not picking it up. It was hit very firmly indeed, and O'Geese was still looking for that single. And again, it was Captain Padel, the guilty offender.
Well, again, it's an area that's Nepal as they prepare for World Cup 2024, T20 World Cup, that they'll need to certainly work on. In this game, one run can determine the difference between winning and losing. And if you give them away in the field, they certainly will pay in the end. There's Captain Melius as practice now comes in. And down the leg side, that should have taken something because there's no signal there from the umpire.
Maybe brushing the pad on its way through.
So
the keeper standing up, and good take down the leg side. Remove the bail, but the batter foot was grounded.
Well, we've seen three deliveries thus far in this over, just one run. And Melius and O'Geese will probably want to get things going. Outside the off,
beautifully
playing off drive, square the wicket. Oh, lovely runs into the backward point fence, shallow.
That was sweet. The sound of the bat, the placement, it's about everything about that shot was perfect. And Melius really showing his class.
So, boundary there to the Grenadines Volcanoes skipper, Kimanu Melius, quite a young cricketer. And it's good to see him being given the opportunity to lead at this level as a practice. So, coming once again. And down the leg side is a loud appeal.
Well, umpire says not out, but I was looking at that back leg. I was very close to the line. Let's see. Down the leg side. Okay. So I think he might have been lucky there, just had a little bit behind that line. And umpire Afran Bayan in perfect position. He said not out. And Melius lives to fight on. Again, that's into the pads. And a single. Airy coming through, not picking up. Again, that single. A leg by signal by umpire Butler. The over comes to an end. So he's after 2 overs, 12 without loss. And Melius might have find himself a bit lucky.
Very much so, Charlo. But at 12 after the first 2, just 6 runs per over. Sort of a mild start, if you can put it like that, from the 2 openers here from the Windward Islands Volcanoes. And they will certainly want to get the pace on. You don't want to have a situation later on down where you have a required run rate of 12 and 13 and 14 plus. Yes, of course, we know that there's some big hitters to come for the Windward Islands Volcanoes, but that start is so very much important in terms of immediately putting the opposition on that back foot.
Definitely, and these two would want to do that. Both St. Lucians, they should know each other well, and would really want to put a good start on the cards for the Windwards so that the others can build on.
Sampal this time to bowl to Melius, and he's back in defense, just pushing it back up along the pitch. and no run resulting. It's 13 for no loss in this over number 3. So the ICC trophy, of course, here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines arrived yesterday at the Argyle International Airport. Today was on the Windward side of the island.
Well, in fact, prior to the start of the game, they had passed through for viewing, and so they were on the field for a while.
Worked through the mid-wicket area, and it's going to get close to that fence. Let's see if the fielder can pick it up. No, he can't. So that's 4 well-taken runs there by Melius, well timed.
Yeah, I think you do get value for your shots here at Park Hill. That was sweetly timed, and it raced over the outfield. 2 fielders trying to converge, but it went between both of them and across the ropes and into the fence for 4. That's the second boundary for Melius. So he would want to continue the good works for the Windward Islands.
So Sampal back to the top of his mark. And some 12 runs off his over just hard. This one, and there was Melius looking to come down, but this one was dug in even shorter and it jumped at him, gave him absolutely no chance. And good work there by Sampal.
Yeah, good thinking on the part of Sampal. Saw him moving and he banged it in a bit short. Good bounce, good carry, and Melius had to watch it go by and taken cleanly by the keeper standing back. So good carry for the keeper. Surface had been very, very true. And the bounce, the pace, and certainly is the sort of surface that you can play through the line. And once he's up in the slot, Melius, I'm sure, will go with it.
This one is down the leg side and will be signaled wide. It is signaled wide. And 1 more to the total, 18 now for no loss in this, the 3rd over. I believe 2.3 deliveries thus far. And Sampal
losing his radar.
Yes.
A bit.
I'm talking about losing the radar. We've lost a bit of the sunshine, but certainly that has not affected conditions here at Park Hill, as Sampal with that number 10 on his back outside the off stump and taking the pace off of that one, Sampal. And Melius was somewhat seemed to be caught in 2 minds there. He eventually just poked at it and pushed it calmly into the offside.
Well, he certainly was deceived by a well-bowled slow delivery there by Sampal. And Melius looked to tap it into the offside on the bounce to the keeper, who didn't collect it cleanly, but there's still no run.
So here comes Sampal. Outside the off stump and Riven Square. That's 4 well-taken runs, but I believe Irie felt he should have done a little bit better there.
He definitely should have done better. Yeah, he would be disappointed. So too with Sampal. I think he was looking at the bounce, didn't get the body behind it, and it went past him and into the fence.
So 4 more runs to the total, 22 without loss. And we are just about 1 more delivery remaining in this, the 3rd over. As right arm over the wicket. And again, that was well placed. Down to 3rd man there from Melius, showing his class.
Definitely, I think that's the shot of the morning. He waited on it and he placed it. Rather than looking for power, he looked for placement. And it was really a gem.
So 26 after the first 3 overs, going at 8 runs per over. And these 2 at the wicket, especially Captain Melius, who's on 20, they're now stepping up the scoring rate here for the Windward Islands as they chase the target of 180. I
recall Melius at the under-19 level at Cumberland and played a blistering innings of 100. I think it was against Jamaica. He really took the bowlers to all parts of the ground. And you saw that talent in the young man. And here he is at the Windward's level, regional level, and really now proving his worth.
Well, we're going to be having some spin from the northern end, and replacing Pratis will be Rajbansi. Hope my pronunciation is correct. Will be coming into bowl to Ogis, and Slow left arm over the wicket. So left arm off spinner. Comes in now to bowl to Ogis. And was beaten outside the off stump and had his foot grounded. But the wicketkeeper didn't take it, so any possible stumping went through the window as far as that is concerned. So August looking quite tentative there. And Lalit Rajbasti comes in now. This one he tucks nicely off the hip onto that short fine leg position and gets off to another run. 3 now to his total, and 27 the score for the Windward Islands in the 4th over.
So there's rotation of the strike, the right hand, left hand combination, and Lalit will have to now bowl to the right hander. Let's see how he will, what sort of line he will have. Previous delivery to the left hander was on the body. That would be a good delivery for the right hander.
So Captain Melia settles on weight. And this one he hikes high. That's going to go all the way over long off. That's 6 runs. And well taken shot there by Melius. He was to the pitch of it very quickly indeed. And went through with the shot. Long over, long off, Jalo.
Well, he's showing his class. He's showing his intent. And I was tossed up and he lifted it over long off. Who had some interest in it, but in the end, just watched it sailed over his head and over the ropes for 6.
So Menace is on to 26 as Lalit comes in. This time he just pushes it into the offside very quietly. Fielder comes around, picks up. Total remains on 33 without loss. The Windward Islands Volcanoes. It's been a measured start, but of course, Melis has been aggressive at times. And wrapped on the bad pad, going back there, and not out says umpire, loud appeal.
Seems to be going down the leg. Butler, experienced umpire.
Former West Indies
player.
Yes.
Left arm fast medium bowler.
Lalit. This time punches into that point position. Fielder is there to cover. That's the end of over number 4, and at the end of it, it is 33 without loss. The Windward Islands going at just over 8 runs per over, and in this the early overs, not a bad
start. And I think that in this over, Lalit, who had been struck for 6, but I think he came back very good in the end. Really tightened it up and not giving Melius that opportunity to lift him over the top. Most of the deliveries after that had to be played off the back foot.
Yes. So let's see how things are going to continue. We had Sampal who started, but spin now being introduced from this to the southern end. So Captain Rohit Padal looking to slow things down. Looks as if it's
Airy. Yes.
The Pindra Singh Airy coming out of Old Ogis, and Ogis gets one wide outside the off stump. That's very wide indeed. And Airy not off to the kind of start that Captain Padel would like to see. Tucks away at his sleeves and are now coming to bowl once again. And that was short outside the off stump wide, and August should have really and truly done better with that one.
Yeah, hit it straight to backward point.
So 34 without loss in this, the 4th over. After deliveries already bowled in this one, as Irie comes into Ogis, and Ogis, well, that was uppishly, and again we see the not good feeling there from the Nepalese fielder.
Certainly, I think this is an area that they'll have to work on going into the World Cup. They will have to do quite a bit of work in terms of their fielding, because we have seen so many lapses already, and you cannot afford to do that when you're playing against international teams.
They will hurt you, and hurt you badly as far as that is concerned. Nepal would have taken number 2 spot coming out of Asia. This one is swung high, over, long on, into the bushes. As a matter of fact, it strikes the concrete structure just above the ground.
Rebounded into the bushes. And it was very hard indeed. But I was going to make the point, very interestingly, because Airy has not tried to bowl this slow it up, flight the ball. He has pushed every delivery through, and they are actually playing him as a medium pacer, which makes life much easier for the batters.
So true. Much more easier, Charlo. 41 without loss in this, the 5th over. And Melius settles Airy. Had a good innings in the first game, scored 50 plus. That would have carried the Nepalese team home, but this one is now driven into the offside. And playing that short extra cover position, comes around, picked up. Total remains on 41 without loss. Outside the off stump, and it was full pitched there from Airy.
I think Melius was looking at the umpire, hoping that it would be a wide.
Comes in once again. This one cracked, and 1-2 bounces into the long off area, and that's 4 well taken runs there from Melius.
So Melius continued to show his intent, and he's been striking the ball very well indeed. Airy not flighting the delivery, pushing them through, and Melius likes it as it comes onto the bat very nicely. And he's capitalizing on every opportunity he gets.
So after 5 overs, 45 for no wicket, and 9 runs exactly per over, the run rate for the Windward Islands Volcanoes. And very good start indeed from this opening pair. Captain Kimano Melius, he's on 36 not out and just 4 from the bat of August. Of course, the bunch of the strike being taken up by Melius.
Well, definitely, and we see Lalit has been pulled out of the attack, and it looked like Pratis, who comes back into the attack. He had 1 over, so he's coming back into the attack, and it's the August who is really a spectator, who was a spectator now taking strike.
Take some strike. Here comes Pratis down to August, and this one wraps him on the pad. He was looking to pull it somewhere over backward square leg, but didn't get it back onto ball.
I don't think it was short enough for that kind of a shot. It would have been advisable to tuck it on the onside and pick up the ones. But he was looking to go over square leg and really missed it, taking on the body.
Well, it's one of the dangers being a spectator at the other end. You sometimes do get a little raggedy, and we saw that there from August. Let's see what happens this time around. Gets bat onto the ball as he hoiks this one over long on, and got to get pretty close to the boundary. Picked up there now. They take 2 in the process as a throw comes in, and 2 more to the bat of August. He's now on to 6. The Volcanoes there 47 without loss in this the 6th over. So nice little decent crowd here at Park Hill, and on Saturday we expect a huge turnout as Pratis comes in now. And that one was almost a baseball type shot, and
he gone all the way.
All the way.
So the 50 comes up.
53 without loss.
5.3 overs.
Good going by on the part of the Windward Island Volcanoes. And that one was hit with some sort of despair. Just walked into it and slapped it.
There it is.
There you go.
Slapped it over long off.
So 53 without loss as Rohit just having a brief word there with Pratis, Captain Rohit Padel, and Pratis will now come in now to August. And this one he drives straight to mid-off.
Padel songed off the bat.
Yes, and it's good to see Padel sticking the ball without any bump.
Yeah, straight to the mid-off fielder, but that was it, struck very firmly.
Yeah, lovely drive indeed there off the bat of August. But unfortunately, he could only find the fielder at mid-off, and Captain Rohit Padel.
I think 2 or 3 meters to the left or right, that would have gone to the fence.
Certainly. There's Pratis. And this one he pulls over mid-wicket. That is going to go out to the ground. It is into the banana field below. 6 well-taken runs.
But that was disdainfully hit. He just picked it up as if he was taking
Food from
candy
a baby.
from a baby, and just dispatched it over mid-wicket.
So Auguste now getting into the run feast here. Of course, Captain Melius on 36, and there you see that pull way over mid-wicket. And 6 more runs to the total here for the Windward Islands, 59 without loss.
Perhaps he's saying to his captain, you can do it, I can do it better. And really, that was a disdainful shot.
Without a doubt. So just 1 ball remaining in this, the 6th over. And they're over 10 runs per over at this point in time. The Windward Islands Volcanoes, as we await the return of the ball. Both batsmen there on screen are looking into the area, that mid-wicket area, where the ball went over. I'm yet to see any thing being done by the reserve umpire. So
well, I think umpire Byam is down at the boundary edge looking over the wall. I'm not too sure. Perhaps there are some youngsters on that side going to retrieve the ball, and he's looking because we have not seen the third umpire as yet.
So
going out with any replacement. But certainly what we have seen so far from the 2 games, it is that the faster bowlers seem to get hit about rather easily because the bounce is true. The ball comes on very nicely.
certainly.
And batters are comfortable playing through the line.
Well,
so I think the ball has been returned.
Yes, it is. And there's the umpire making his way back into the middle. In the background, one of those lovely little houses here at Park Hill. A nice community indeed, and a sporting community.
Very much so.
Close to South Rivers, another community that loves their cricket. Would have produced former West Indies fast bowler Cameron Coffey.
Definitely. Quite a few players coming out from the South Rivers. Butler, who played for the West Indies as well. South Rivers chap. Lyndon James, who played for the Windwards. We have seen him at Stanford.
Yes.
South Rivers as well. So there are a few names that you can look around and can speak of.
Well, Auguste is about to resume his innings as the ball has been returned, and here comes practice now. And this one off the edge, it will look like a bit of edge onto that one, down to that short third man position. That's the end of the 6th over. At the end of it, 59 for no loss. The Windward Islands chasing 180 for victory, just under 10 runs per over.
Just under 10 runs and over, and I think a pretty good start by the Windwards, putting the pressure, early pressure on Nepal, and they would have to do some work. We see Melius just signaling to the pavilion. Perhaps he's going to done away with his helmet, and it's going to be Lalit who is going to pick it up from the southern end. So it's going to be spin, and Melius, he's comfortable. He decides, I'm going to done with the helmet, and I'm going to see how I can take charge. He's on 36, Auguste on 18, and really a good opening partnership.